Second year English, lecture number 57, topic Mr. Chips, chapter number 9. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Second year class, how are you all students? I hope you all fine with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dear students, I say welcome to all of you in my class. And beta, let's start our today's topic, that is Mr. Chips. Okay beta, previously we did that Mr. Chips, he was remembering his time that he had passed with Kathy, his wife, and the time that he had passed in Brookfield School. So beta, as we know that he is living a retired life, and most of the time we come through the incidents of the novel by the memories of Mr. Chips. Mean to say, all these things have been happened already in Chips' life, and we are studying now through Mr. Chips' memories. Clear? So better, let's start. And behind Brookfield, as one of may glimpse a mountain behind another mountain, when the mist clears, he saw the world of change and conflict, and he saw it more than he realized with the remembered eyes of Kathy. Okay, beta. And behind Brookfield. Okay, behind Brookfield, as one may glimpse mean to have a look, dekhna. So if one may look behind standing the Brookfield, a mountain, that is a mountain. Okay, he is calling Brookfield as a mountain. Okay, a mountain behind another mountain. एक mountain के बाद दूसरी mountain. When the mist clears, mist mean fog आप कह सकते हैं, ठीक है. When the mist clears, he saw the world of change and conflict. So beta, he could see that the world has changed a lot, and he can see a lot of differences, conflicts, controversies, differences, okay? And he saw it more than he realized with the remembered eyes of Kathy. And beta, he was able to see all these things with the eyes of Kathy. Mean to say, Catherine Bridges, he made him able to think, to look behind the Brookfield, above the Brookfield. Okay? He was living a life that was encircled, enclosed within the Brookfield, but it was Catherine Bridges beta who made him able to look beyond the gates and the walls of Brookfield, and he made him realize that there was another world after Brookfield, के Brookfield के अलावा भी बाहर दुनिया और है. So he should have his you can say views and ideas. He should have broadened his views, कि उसको अपने जो ideas हैं, उसकी views हैं, उसको broad करना चाहिए. Okay, so she had not been able to bequeath him all her mind. Bequeath mean left. So it is not possible for any person to give his own mind to another person. Okay, so the writer is of the view that it was not you can say easy or possible for Catherine to allot her mind before dying, still less the brilliance of it, and she could not also give him her brilliance, okay, her mind, her activeness, उसको नहीं दे सकती थी ना, because these are the things that you have with your own, ये आपकी अपनी हैं. But she had left him with a calmness and a poise that accorded well with his own inward emotion. But Peter, she had given him his own, her own calmness, sukoon, ठहराव. There was serenity and calm in the personality of Mr. Chips, okay, and a poise mean also calmness, coolness, serenity, okay. So these were the qualities that we found in Mr. Chips after the death of Catherine Bridges, that accorded well with his own inward emotions. So beta, they accorded well. So they combined together with the inner feelings, inner emotions of Mr. Chips. So these calmness and emotions of Mr. Chips, when they brought together, when they mixed together, so they made Mr. Chips a very new person. Okay, it was typical of him that he did not share the general Jingu bitterness against the Boers. Okay, beta, it was typical for him, to say it was his tradition, it was his custom that he did not share the general Jingu. Jingu mean a supporter of policy, okay, favoring war. Jingu mean a person who supports war. Okay, Jingu, bitterness against the Boers. Okay, beta, what are the Boers? Boers were the African, okay, and they used to fight against Britain and its allies in and they fought a war, and it is called the Boer War. And beta is this war started in 1899 and it ended in 1902. So the author is of the view that Mr. Chips, he had no personal you can say grudge against the Boers. Okay, no, not that he was a pro-Boer, mean to say he was not the supporter of Boer, and as well as he did not against them. Okay, he was far too traditional for that, and he disliked the kind of people who are pro-Boers. He was not pro-Boers. Okay, pro-Boers mean who favors some person. So he was not pro-Boers, and not that he was a pro-Boer, he was far too traditional for that, and he disliked the kind of people who are, and he also did not like those people who were pro-Boers. But still, it did cross his mind at times that the Boers were engaged, they were busy, they were indulged in struggle that had a curious similarity to those of certain English history book heroes. So he found that the Boers, you can say the struggle of the Boers, it had a similarity with the heroes of Britain. Okay, Britain जो books में बेटा heroes लिखे हुए English books में, so they had quite similarity. Okay, Hereward the Wake, for instance, or characters, he called the names of those heroes who had been mentioned in the history of English. So he once tried to shock his fifth form by suggesting this, but they only thought it was one of his little jokes. So he tried to make aware his fifth class about these heroes, or you can say about the Boer War, but they were least interested in it because they thought that it was maybe Mr. Chips' another joke. Clear? So beta, next paragraph. However heretical he might be about the Boers, he was orthodox about Mr. Lloyd George and the famous budget. Okay. However heretical mean free thinking या unconventional. Okay, heretical mean unconventional, जो कि गैर रवायती होता है, आज़ाद ख्याल जिसको हम कह सकते हैं. ठीक है, who has his own will. So however heretical he might be about the Boers, so the author is saying that maybe he is, you can say, unconventional about the Boers. He was orthodox, he was conventional about Mr. Lloyd George and the famous budget. So Mr. Lloyd George and the famous budget जो बेटा budget होता है जो कि हर साल पेश किया जाता है. So the author is saying that he was orthodox, meaning to say he was quite traditional about these two things. He did not care for either of them, so he was least interested in these two in these two things like Mr. Lloyd George and the famous budget. And when years later LG mean Lloyd George came as the guest of honor to a Brookfield speech day. So Brookfield speech day पे जब बेटा Lloyd George he was invited as a chief guest. So said on being presented to him, when he happened to meet him, somebody presented him, mean to say when somebody introduced Mr. Chips to Lloyd George. So what Mr. Chips said? Mr. Lloyd George, I am nearly old enough to remember you as a young man. So he said that I have been so much old that now I can remember you, that when you were a young man. And I confess that you seem to me to have improved a great deal. Okay, so it was a great thing to say to such a great person that he told him that he had improved a lot. So beta, everybody there who was presented there, so they got confused, they got strange, like the headmaster. The head standing with them was rather aghast. Aghast mean जैसे हम कहते हैं ना कि उसको he remained confused, or you can say he remained stunned. Okay, what happened? The thing that is happened without giving you any clue. Suddenly happened something. Okay, so the head standing with them was rather aghast, but LG laughed heartily mean open-heartedly. So he laughed with his open heart and talked to Chips, mean to say he liked the joke of Mr. Chips and talked to Chips more than to anyone else during the ceremonial that followed. So beta, during that ceremony, Mr. Lloyd George, he talked to Mr. Chips more than any person because he liked his jokes and he liked his talkings as well. Okay beta, just like Chips was commented afterwards. So it was commented by the people afterwards that one should be like Mr. Chips. So one should have the qualities like Mr. Chips. He gets away with it. He gets away with it means he is not be blamed by anybody. He is not given any punishment by if he commits a mistake. Okay, like to say these words to such a person who was the guest honor. So it was a great, you can say, insult of that person. But Mr. Chips, he was not even warned or even insulted for telling such words, for saying such words. So the people, they commented afterwards when the ceremony was over. So they commented that he gets away with it. Mean to say, Chips, after doing a mistake, he is not being punished. Okay, I suppose at that age anything you say to nobody is all right, to anybody is all right. So the people, they concluded that in this age of Mr. Chips, like Mr. Chips was very old right now, so he said that if you are in the age of Mr. Chips, so you can say anything to anybody and nobody can mind it, because it is a, you can say, demand of that age, that for that age you have a respect and you won't warn them and you won't insult them anymore, because they are your seniors and they are elder than you. Okay beta, so it was the ninth chapter that we read today, and it has finished now. And beta, inshallah, in the next lecture we shall start the next chapter. And beta, you have to read the text again and again. Please read it again and again for your better understanding, and beta, learn the similar meanings and the question answers side by side. Okay, so beta, next lecture, stay blessed, Allah Hafiz, and please remember me in your prayers, all of you.